Hello everyone, welcome to Module 3, SQL Queries and Data Retrieval. In Module 2, we successfully set up our MySQL environment and ran our daily test query. Now it is time to start asking real questions of our data. This module is extremely important because the select statement is the most frequently used command in SQL. Mastering it is the core skill for every SQL role. Let's dive in. By the end of this module, you will learn what a SQL query is and why select is the most important SQL query. The full structure of the select statement, how to retrieve specific columns instead of everything, how to remove duplicates with distinct, how to filter rows using where, pattern matching with live, working with lists in and ranges between. We'll also talk of handling missing values. We will see sorting results with order by, limiting rows with limit and offset, using column aliases. We will also talk about combination conditions with and, or, and not, and best practices for writing clean and readable queries. Now that we have a working database environment from Module 2, it is time to start asking intelligent questions of our data. A SQL query is simply a question you ask the database. The select statement is by far the most important and most used command in SQL. It allows you to retrieve exactly the information you need. In this module, you will learn how to pull the right data, filter it, sort it, limit it, and make the output clean and professional. Mastering select turns a file of raw data into meaningful business answers. This is the core skill every SQL professional must have. Understanding SQL. So what exactly is an SQL query? A query is simply a question you ask the database. The select statement answers questions like, what data do I want? From which table? Which row should I include? In what order and how many rows do I want? Here is the basic template we will be using throughout this course. Select the columns you want from the table. Where is the condition? You order by the column you want and limit number. Remember, SQL is declarative. You describe what you want and the database figures how to get it efficiently. The select statement. Let's start with the basics of the select statement. You can retrieve all columns using the asterisk. If you include asterisk to select statement, you retrieve the all data from the table. But in real life, it is much better to retrieve specific columns only, like select first name, last name, age from student. This query will retrieve specific columns with first name, last name, and age from student table. It is important to always avoid using select with asterisks in production because it returns unnecessary data, slows down performance, can break if the table structure changes, and may expose sensitive columns. Always list exactly the columns you need. Removing duplicate with distinct. Sometimes your query returns duplicate rows. That is where distinct comes in. To get unique country names, select distinct country from customers. You can also use distinct on multiple columns. Select distinct city, country from customers. Distinct applies to the entire row in the result set. Filtering data with where. Now we get the powerful part. Filtering rows using the where clause. Here are some practical examples. Select from students where age is greater than 20. Select first name, last name from students where age is between 18 and 25. Select from product where price is less than 1,000 and category is electronics. These are the common operators you will use a lot. Equals to, not equals to, greater than, less than, greater than or equals to, less than or equals to. Pattern matching with like. When you need to search for patterns, use the like operator with wildcard. The percentage sign matches any sequence of characters and underscore matches exactly one character. Example, select from customers where email like at gmail.com. Select from product where name like Samsung. Select from employee where last name like M. Start with exactly M and exactly 5 letters. In most databases, including MySQL, like is case sensitive by default. Filtering with int and between plus null handling. For matching any value in a list, use in. Select from students where country in. You specify the country name, Nigeria, Ghana, Kenya. For inclusive ranges, use between. Select from orders where order date is between this date and this date. Handling missing values is very important. Use is null and is not null. Select from customers where phone is null, that is, phone is missing, or select from employees where manager ID is null, that is, it has a manager ID. Sorting result with order by. To control the order of your result, use order by. Select first name, last name, age from students and order by age in descending order. That is oldest first. You can sort by multiple columns. Use the query. Select from product, order by category in ascending and price in descending. Default order is ascending and use descending for descending order. Limiting result with limit and offset. To return only a specific number of rows, use limit. For instance, in this query, select from product, order by price in descending order, and limit 5. Limit 5 means you need the top 5 most expensive orders. Limit is very useful for building paginated reports or top-end lists. Using column aliases. To make your output more readable, use column aliases. Look at this query. Select first name as first name, last name as last name, age as age in month from students. You can also do calculations and give them friendly names. Select price as price with VAT from product. Use quotes for aliases that contain spaces or special characters. Combining conditions like and, or, and not. You can combine multiple conditions using logical operators. Look at the query. Select from employee where department is sales and salary is greater than 50,000 and hire date is greater than 2023 1st of January. Then to use or as a combination example, you select from products where country in phone and laptop or price is less than 500. Then for not, select from customers where country not in USA or Canada. Always use parentheses for clarity when mixing and or. For instance, where age is less than 18 or age is greater than 65 and active equals 1. Best practices for writing SQL queries. Before we finish, let's go over some important best practices. Always write uppercase keywords. Select from where. Indent clause for readability. Use aliases for computed columns. Test with small unit best. Comment complex logic and always avoid select with asterisk in production. And for best practices, do not write giant one-line queries. Do not use ambiguous columns names without aliases, and do not forget to handle news. Do not ignore performance on large tables, and do not copy and paste without understanding your code. In conclusion, this module has given you the core skill of SQL, retrieving exactly the data you need using select, where, order, by, limit, aliases, and more. You can now offer a filter, sort, limit, and format results like a professional. These techniques are used in every single SQL job, from simple report to complex data, dashboards, and analytics. In the next module, we will learn how to change data safely using insert, update, delete, and transactions. Thank you, and see you in module 4.